What is up, you guys? Michael Myers here, and on this video I am going to bring you another remake review. And on this remake review, a lot of people were requesting me to do this one. I'm going to be reviewing the Friday the 13th remake, the 2009 remake. Now, before we start, I want to say something. If you guys have any remake movies you guys want me to review, feel free to comment down below, and I'll make sure I review them for y'all. And another thing I'm gonna say. A lot of people have different opinions. All I say in this remake reviews are my opinions. So, a lot of people have their own opinions. Like, I'm not gonna bash you if you don't like, if you like a movie I don't like. Um, it's your choice. I'm not saying you're a sucker. I'm not saying nothing. It's cool. It's cool. It's just my opinion. But anyway, let's get to the review of Friday the 13th, the remake. Now, definitely wanted to see this movie in theaters when it came out, but I never got to because probably because I didn't have time, or probably because I was a little bit younger back then. So yeah. Anyway, this remake isn't so bad. I actually like this remake better than the Halloween remake. Um, One thing I like about this movie is, alright, first of these remakes nowadays, they put classic scenes from the original, and then they throw it in there. They totally fuck it up with CGI and shit. Now, that's what I like about this movie. They didn't put they try to go their own way. They made like their own storyline, their own movie. Um, but in my opinion, this movie, it's basically the first four Friday the 13th movies, all in this movie. You know. But let's just get to review. So this movie is basically about, it starts off with Pamela Voorhees. She is after this one girl she's saying, oh, you should get punished, you let Jason Voorhees drown and stuff like that. He should have been watching him. So the girl ends up chopping her head off, and then Jason Voorhees ends up seeing he was a little kid, and he takes a machete. Then it skips forward to about 27 years later, I believe, and these group of kids, they're like they go to Camp Crystal Lake. Supposedly there's like a weed plant in the lake, and they're gonna sell it and shit. Um, and then they start a campfire and stuff. And then one of the guys in the group starts telling like the story about Jason Voorhees, about what happened years before in that lake. Again, none of the dudes believe them. And then later on, Jason appears on them and ends up killing everyone. Now I actually do like that whole beginning scene. It was kind of interesting, but there's only one survivor from that group, which is a girl named Whitney. She was the last one who survived, and Jason Voorhees did not kill her. He took her to like his basement he was living in or whatever, and then it says Friday the 13th, the title, and then it moves on to like another characters. So I don't remember his name. One of the main characters, Blake, I believe. I'm not sure, but he is looking for his sister, which is Whitney. She he is giving like flyers away. He's telling people if he's seen with his sister, and you know he ends up running up to these other group of people who were visiting the Camp Crystal Lake. They have like, well, the guy with the blonde hair, his dad. I think it's like his dad's house that's in the Crystal Lake, and then he takes his friends just to go chill for the vacation, I guess. But and then from right there, they start finding out crazy shit. First two of the members from like that group of kids ends up killing, and then they start figuring shit out. Now, I actually do like that. I like the storyline. They did not just put random scenes from the original and just threw it in here. They went their own storyline, which I do like. On its if it's not even a remake, if it's just like a sequel or like on its own movie. Like, don't even think it's a remake. It's pretty good. I really recommend this one. Now, Derek Mears, who played Jason Voorhees, he did an awesome job. Really like Derek Mears. Hope he returns as Jason. I would love to see him play Jason again. But yeah, I also like the design of Jason in this one. I kind of like it a little bit more than like the sequels. For example, like Part 8. I actually like this design better than the Part 8 one. But yeah, probably like the first 30, 40 minutes, he has his sack mask. Not the familiar like from Part 2. In Part 2 he had like a bag. In this one he has like a wrap mummy, whatever. There's like a mummy, but I did not mind that. And then and then later in the film, there's this guy, he lives in a farm or whatever, and he's fucking around with his hockey mask. And then Jason appears on him, slits his throat, and then ends up taking the iconic hockey mask. Which I do like that they explained that, how he got the hockey mask. And you know, there's a couple problems with this movie that I didn't really like. Like for example, number one, um, they should have Pamela Voorhees a little bit more in this movie, since she's like the original killer of the Friday the 13th franchise. Um, she was only in it for like the first 5 minutes, but and then she gets killed. I kind of wish she was in it for like at least the first 15, 20 minutes. Um, but they skip that and then they just skip when Jason's grown up, which kind of makes sense because if they made this movie just based off Pamela Voorhees, just like the first original Friday the 13th, I don't think we would have gotten Jason at all because they were probably thinking they're probably gonna be like, all right, it's a remake. A lot of people are not gonna like it. We're not gonna make a lot of money. They probably didn't think they're gonna make sequels. So let's just put the first four Friday the 13th movies in all of this, which did pretty good. Other than that, like if Pamela Voorhees didn't have to be in this movie. Like, of course, a lot of Friday the 13th fans want Jason, of course. Um, but whatever, it's whatever. Really good movie. It's not great, but I do recommend it. It's good for a remake. Now there is a lot of gore and a lot of sex in this, more than the original, because this generation is like freaking weird. Like all these movies nowadays, they put like more sex, more drugs, more gore, more all of that. And then the original came out in 1980, wasn't really a big deal. But yeah, this one has more gore, so but whatever. Um, but I guess that's pretty much it, guys. This was the Friday the 13th remake. Do recommend it, but first of all, I do recommend watching the original Friday the 13th franchise first before you watch this one. Um, but overall, if it's in its own movie, it's good. Probably one of my favorite remakes of all time. Well, nah, I take that back. But it's up there. It's probably my top five remakes of all time. This is a pretty good movie. They didn't just copy off the original just like they did with Nightmare on Elm Street and totally fuck up a classic. But anyways, tell me what you guys think about this movie. Feel free to comment what remakes you want me to review next. And that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the remakes, and I'm out. Mike Myers signing out.